Yeah, I mean, difficult because the start kills us again. We asked him to do one thing on a kickoff, and that's go forward. And we played it round, gave Sam a nothing ball with it in the midfield, and conceded a deep throw in. I think it's an attacking foul by Chawinga again that doesn't get punished. And then we get wrestled off of it in the box, and they're 1-0 up inside a minute. So after that, look, we're the better football team. I'll argue that. They've got more savvy, more experience. I think Matty Red said a little more sauce about them. Right, that's experience and top of the table. The level of players that they've got and the level of players they brought on, they can do enough to win those tight games without being great. I don't enjoy their brand of football. I think we play a lot better, but we lacked we got the ball in scene one really well, played through, the shape was good, but we didn't operate in the pockets enough, and the forward line, I thought Dana was really good. Didn't get enough quality looks and chances. So that's the disappointment for me. I think through 2/3 of the field, really good. Defensively, we'd done most things right. One slip at the end, and there's no catching that player physically. But other than that, I thought defensive, battled, player for player. I think we're a better football team than them in the way I like to play football, but I think they had that little bit of extra quality up top, and then the players they're bringing on the bench, they got better.
Looking at the starting 11 compared to last week against North Carolina, you made two kind of changes, which was Perry at center back and Castellanos up top. Can you kind of talk behind your thought process behind those?
Yeah. Obviously, in the build, we wanted it to look like a 3-5-2. You could see that. And there was tons of space down the sides of their midfield. So that was dropping Moultrie in and getting Rayner into those advanced positions. And then we felt defensively we'd have an advantage with the three centre-backs. And I thought Issa actually was absolutely top class, other than she got fouled on their goal. But yeah, that was the purpose behind that. And then the front line, just working with Pietra, she's learning the game. She's got to use the ball. She's got to threaten the line more. She's got to be out the press. So we had to do some extra work with her this week and see that application in training. Because if you don't make the game predictable ahead, and we don't get pressure on the ball, then we're just going to play into their hands. And I like the way our forward line went about the pressing with Dana and Jessie today in the defensive side of it. Liv, Raylan got back a couple of times, did really well in the defensive organisation. We just lacked a bit of quality going the other way.
I was going to ask a little bit about Raylan obviously playing a more defensive role. Was that something that was planned, or is that just something that as the game shook out, she ended up doing that?
Yeah, look, she's a left winger, playing left wing, and they're getting to a back three. Everyone pushes on fullbacks. They overload that line with centre, so you have to provide protection the other way. So a couple of times she had to go back, but still operated in the areas we wanted to, and then create the second centre forward. Dana coming off the front to create the box gives us that 3-4-3 when we needed it, which was our sort of message at halftime. And I thought we got better control. Middle to final third, lacked clear-cut chances. Mally's header, Liv Moultrie off the bar, Mimi, their keeper makes a couple of good saves. Obviously, they get in a couple of times the other way with their speed and physicality, not through football.
And then obviously Julie Dufour just got announced today as a signing. She got to play a couple minutes tonight. Kind of what have you seen from her?
Half a training session here. So we'll get Julie in properly this week. She had to fly in. I can't remember when she came in. Might have been Thursday evening, medical Friday morning. Couldn't do obviously a full training session, but as you see, that got us 20 on the bench today. So yeah, we'll see a lot more from Julie this upcoming week.
Hey Rob, one of the big acquisitions during the offseason, it was Dana Castellanos. What have you seen from her this season, considering she started today? Is she meeting the standards that you guys scouted her for?
Yeah, I think she's had a disjointed run of it because she got injured leading up to the Seattle game when she was in real good form. She's shown some of her class and qualities. I think New York here, the Utah game previously. But then she went away, got injured at the Copa as well. So it's a little bit stop-start for her. You can see when she gets on the ball, she makes things happen. Her and Liv Moultrie are the two that can operate in those seams, get turned, press resistant, because you saw first half we got the ball in there, but we gave it away a lot. So we needed to get Dana and Liv on the ball in those higher seams to then create chances and move their back line. So yeah, look, she is a absolutely terrific footballer. Unlucky with the long drive there, the save, we needed to follow that in. But she makes things happen in that final third. And with the attacking players that we have, we need that little bit of spark and creativity, because obviously we're missing some goal scoring threats.
Rob, you say you may not like the way KC plays, but 14 wins out of 17.
Yeah.
What are they doing that's
Effective.
allowing them to win that?
Scoring goals. They're effective. You've got a front line that's very, very good, and then you've got a backup front line that's as good. They're spending enormous amounts of money, and they're physically very savvy. It was a red card. I don't know how Chawinga doesn't get a yellow card. Our first card was Dana. Sam Hyatt gets a yellow card for a tackle. They know how to intimidate and bully opponents, and they're very direct and physical. You saw them. How many times did they play through their midfield? 3 times? 4 times? You know, they know they've got an impressive front line. They get it in there and they win second balls. They're top for aerial duels. They're top for second ball wins. They're very effective. That's what they do. And they've got game changers at the top end of the park that in a close game when they haven't had, they might have had 40% of the ball. I haven't seen the stats, but it's what you do with it. And they can win games with a little spark like they did at Utah and one ball over the top today. And they punish you. So yeah, it's not for me, but it's effective. And look, they're running away with it, aren't they? They're very difficult to deal with in how they play, and the physicality of their game suits this league.
Yeah, then Rob, just kind of go off that. Can you just talk to us about just you talked about the keys before the game, which was no cheap giveaways, making sure to be content on the counter. You just kind of talk to us about just the 2 goals given tonight.
Yeah, cheap giveaway counter. Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. And they've done it so well for so long. But you get punished, you know. You got one elite forward in the life. Zamaretta obviously is great quality too, by the way, her feet and that ability to hold the ball off the front, which we need to do better at. It's one of the things we need to work on, Raylan and Pietra, so it's not bouncing off of us. And when we get it into those slots, they're very good at that. So first one was real disappointing. Like, it's our kickoff. We don't need to go backwards. We do. Like I say, we lost the duel and we got fouled. I think there's 2 fouls in it. But that's the way of the last 4 weeks. Every refereeing decision has cost us a goal in 4 games in a row. But we can't do anything about that. And it's just that little bit of savvy, right? That little bit of now game experience. You know what they're going to do. I thought we dealt with it so well. We bumped, we got blocks in, we got numbers around it. Defensively, the midfield did very well. Attacking wise, like you say, we didn't take care of the ball. Their second best chance of the game is us in possession, middle of the park, give the ball away too cheaply. And that was a problem early on in the season, the turnovers and allowing high press shots. So yeah, that's what we gotta get back to, those qualities in the midfield. When behind their midfield line, out to take their line back. And when we're playing it into those front lines, you can't give the ball away cheaply. And you know, especially against this team, they're going to be lightning in the transitional moments, and they're going to skip the lines and get straight at you. So yeah, I can't fault the players' efforts, honestly. I can't fault the way they tried to apply themselves to the game. Big games, quality opposition in terms of their experience, and that little bit more quality and game savvy in the final third punished us.
You talked a lot about your opposition to Kansas City's style of play. In a couple weeks, you're going to face a Louisville team who last time you played them, it was a very similar situation where they played
away.
Yeah. So you talked about facing the adversity against the officials and all that. How, not to look too far ahead, but how are you going to kind of manage those expectations as you head into the next couple of weeks when the last couple of weeks have kind of not worked out in your favor in that sense?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a learning curve for them. Teams will try and bully you. You're young and you've got technical players that are going to try and bully you. Louisville, Kansas, other teams have tried it. When we stand up to it, we do very, very well. I'm not worried about Louisville. I've got Utah coming up Friday night. That's our sole focus. Getting everybody in, getting the squad that we've got now, and working with them to keep improving. That's the first time they've lost at home. It wasn't a bad performance by any means. they're just they're a little more worldly wise than us tonight.
All right. Any other questions in the room?
Yeah, I think we honestly had a really strong performance going into today. And I think that we had a ton of chances that unfortunately we didn't finish, but I think there's a lot of positives to take out of the match. And I think that's only gonna fuel us going into Utah coming up next week.
Yeah, I'm right with her. And yeah, I think we can stay strong. We have a good team, we have a good player, and yeah, we move next game, and we can continue like that.
And then Julie, it sounds like you arrived less than 48 hours ago. And with all that stoppage time, got about 20 minutes today. Can you just talk about getting on the field and kind of it sounded like half a practice you got with the squad?
Yeah, I'm super excited to join Portland, and yes, I'm excited to play the next game, and I will give all for the team.
Yeah, we're excited to have her. Really excited. I'm gonna knock the table over.
Y'all obviously started with more of a 3-back tonight. I'm wondering if Jayden, especially Julie, if you want to weigh in, just if you could talk a little bit about that, and I guess especially Issa's performance tonight.
Yeah, I thought Issa did really well, especially moving outside to more of like a right back position. We thought that building in that 3-back would give us a lot of space on the wings, so that we could exploit those areas. I still think we can do a better job exploiting them, but I thought it did work at times. And if the wide spaces weren't on, I thought we found our midfield quite well. And so I think building in that 3 just gave us a little more building out wise and going forward. But yeah, I thought Issa played really well. She shut down whoever she was going against the whole time. So I think that's something to applaud.
And then JP, you've been not in the lineup for a little bit. Can you just talk to us about working your way back into the starting 11 and how much it meant for you to get back out there tonight?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm always going to bet on myself no matter what. And so these last couple games, I've just been trying to bring my best every day at practice, no matter what that looks like, if that's preparing the team and being on scout team or in the 11. I think that's all I can really do. Decisions are not mine. But yeah, I love this team, and we all kind of rally together, whoever gets picked to be in the starting 11, and we all want the best for each other. So yeah, it meant a lot to be back out there. There's nothing better than playing at home in Providence Park.
Yeah, then Julie, can you just talk us about checking into the Portland crowd for the first time? It's a really unique crowd, obviously 20,000 plus fans usually as well. How much does that mean to you to be part of such a historic club?
Yeah, I know this is a historic club and a very good club, and very good fans too. Also, yeah, this is amazing here with the fan, with the hall, with the player, with the staff, and yeah, I'm so happy to be here.
JP, can you sort of talk about what happened in that first goal, and then I guess how frustrating was it to be in a hole a minute into the game?
Yeah, I think it kind of just happened so quickly. And we have been trying to work on like those first 15 minutes. I know in the first half of this season, there were a lot of goals being scored on us in those 15 minutes. And so it is unfortunate, but all we can do is kind of rally back together and try to get another one. And I think right after that, we had a shot on goal or something. So it's just, how can we kind of respond to that? Obviously, like, it's unfortunate, a good goal on the back post from their outside back, but yeah, honestly, just how can we rally together and just try to create more chances, kind of shake it off, because it's so early in the game. You have 89 more minutes to play. So just trying to forget about it and just get a goal back.
And then a bit of a lighter, not soccer question from me. We talked to Mimi when she first signed with Portland, and she said that she hadn't even found a grocery store yet. So Julie, I'm wondering if you have had a chance to acclimate yourself at all to Portland. Do you have a grocery store? Or are you just still moving in, getting your feet under you?
No. No, but yeah, I'll talk with Mimi too, and yeah, sometimes we smile, and yes, it's crazy, but yeah.
Uber Eats,
Yeah.
DoorDash.
Andrew here during like the heat wave is just one crazy experience. JP, not to like beat a dead horse or anything, but going back to like the conceding within the first 15, I know you guys have focused that and like really been hammering it home week after week. And I'm just curious about what kind of, if any, does that put pressure on you guys in that first 15 to kind of, oh, we can't concede? Or like, do you feel like you're playing within that laser focus? Like, is it more of a positive thing or more of like a negative weight that you're putting on your guys' shoulders?
I think it can be both, but I think a lot of us try to think it as a positive thing. Like, obviously pressure is a privilege. And so being in this position, I think we just try to really focus in on the little things, especially in that first 15 minutes. So just like staying super locked in, being ready to get into the game early on, and kind of not letting other teams get control of the game early on before we do. Yeah.
Julie, you've come a little bit past the halfway point to Portland. Kind of what are some of your personal goals for the back half of the season, considering you're kind of joining not in like the summer break or the preseason break where you get really the time to build with the team?
Yes, I try to do to the score because this is my goal and I want to help my team. And I will do the best in myself. I will try. And this is not easy before in my last team, but I will try, I will keep growing. I never give up. And yes, I will try to do the best in myself.